Prison is awesome. Those were the actual words from Su Zhu, co-founder of the collapsed crypto hedge fund that lost $3.3 billion of other people's money. While creditors desperately hunt for their missing funds, he described his 3-month jail sentence as giving him a magical feeling and a connection to his ancestors. This is the story of how two friends built a crypto empire worth billions, then watched it all crumble in a matter of weeks. Su Zhu and Davies weren't your typical Wall Street types. The duo founded their Singapore-based hedge fund in 2012, naming it after an anti-fascist symbol. For nearly a decade, they rode the cryptocurrency wave, making massive bets that seemed to always pay off. By 2021, they were managing billions in assets, becoming legends in the crypto space. Their strategy was simple, but aggressive. Leverage everything. Bet big on the next moonshot. They weren't just investors, they were true believers in the digital asset revolution. But here's where it gets interesting. In May 2022, two cryptocurrencies called Luna and TerraUSD suddenly collapsed overnight. This wasn't just any market dip, it was a complete wipeout that erased an estimated $300 billion from the entire cryptocurrency space. And the fund had bet everything on these supposedly stable digital assets. What nobody knew at the time was just how deep they were in. The collapse triggered what one analyst called a tragic contagion that would spread far beyond their Singapore offices. Within weeks, whispers started circulating that the fund was in serious trouble. But the craziest part? They tried to hide it. In June 2022, as rumors swirled about their solvency, Zhu and Davies went silent. No updates to investors, no public statements, nothing. Behind the scenes, their empire was crumbling. They had defaulted on a massive $667 million loan from Voyager Digital, a crypto lending platform that had trusted them with nearly $750 million. The domino effect was swift and brutal. In July 2022, the fund filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy, becoming the first major crypto firm to go bankrupt that year. Voyager Digital, unable to recover their $667 million, was forced to suspend all customer withdrawals. Thousands of retail investors suddenly couldn't access their money. And it gets worse. As liquidators began piecing together the wreckage, they discovered creditors were owed a staggering $3.3 billion. But here's the kicker. Much of that money had simply vanished. The fund's books were a mess with massive holes that nobody could explain. Court documents would later reveal the founders had been using client funds for personal expenses and risky trades. The hunt for justice began immediately. Courts in the British Virgin Islands froze $1 billion in assets belonging to both founders. Liquidators launched a global manhunt, seeking $1.3 billion directly from Zhu and Davies. In September 2023, authorities finally caught up with Su Zhu in Singapore airport. But that's not even the worst part. While facing years in prison and billions in claims, Zhu's response was bizarre. After serving just 3 months behind bars, he told reporters that prison gave him a magical feeling and helped him feel kinship with his ancestors. Meanwhile, thousands of investors are still waiting to recover their life savings. The Singapore Central Bank barred both founders from any market activity in 2023, but the damage was already done. The collapse sent shockwaves through the entire crypto industry, exposing how interconnected and fragile the system really was. Today, liquidators are still hunting for the missing billions. Davies remains at large, while Zhu continues making tone-deaf public statements about his prison experience. The lesson here isn't just about cryptocurrency, it's about the danger of blind trust in charismatic leaders who promise impossible returns. When someone's managing your money and they suddenly go quiet, that's not a red flag, that's a siren. Subscribe for more deep dives into the financial disasters that changed everything. Because in the world of high finance, today's genius is often tomorrow's criminal.